It's Jax from the Flying Unicorn, and today I'm sharing with you a project using the Prima Mixed Media Resist canvas covers. And these are unique in that you can buy the pages separately or make your own, which is nice because you can pile embellishments on the cover and not have to worry about not being able to open your pages afterwards. You can just work on the pages separately and add them in when you're ready. To get the mists to blend really well on the canvas, you want to wet it first with water, and you can really soak it and it will still keep its shape. And then you're going to lay down your lightest color first. You can always go back and cover up light colors. Once you've added your dark colors, you are pretty committed to keeping them. So start with your lightest color first and then work your way up to a darker color. And here you can see the resist starting to show through a little bit, and it'll show through more the more color I lay on. Here I'm going to start adding some darker colors. I want to cluster my embellishments on the outside of the page, so I'm going to put my darker colors along the outside and leave the spine a little bit lighter. And now you can see the resist really starting to show up as we add the darker colors. And I want to go for a gradual effect, so I'm going darker the farther out I go. And when I want the colors to bleed a bit, I can just add some more water, and that moves everything around. I'm using a mix of Delusion sprays, some shimmers, and some Tattered Angels in the colors that I want. And all of these sprays will work fine together, so you can use whatever you have in your stash. I sprayed the inside of the covers as well, because once I start adding the embellishments, it'll be a bit more awkward. So here I'm going to use a Kaiser Craft Crackle stamp, which is one of my favorites, with some Memento permanent ink in Teal Zeal to add a little bit of contrast to the page. The nice thing about these resist covers is you can stamp over them in permanent ink to alter their appearance and give them some more visual interest. And it will adhere perfectly to your page. Don't feel that you're limited to just the resist pattern. You can add ink on top, you could add painting if you wanted, and all of that will just add more visual interest. Here I'm using some Petaloo vines from the Flying Unicorn store. I'm going to adhere them down with some glossy accents. When you use glossy accents, it doesn't bond immediately, which is nice. It gives you the freedom to move things around a little bit, but you do have to hold them in place to ensure that they bond well. As soon as I saw the March Kit of the Month flower add-on, I knew that I wanted to use my color scheme based on those flowers, and I used the Prima Interlude flowers and the Prima Soprano flowers from the kit over top of these Petaloo vines to add some extra embellishments to my covers. So with the Prima Sopranos, they come closed, and I peeled back the petals on a lot of them to give me some open roses. Here I've switched to glue and seal because I wasn't getting good adhesion on the stems of the Petaloo vines. The glue and seal is really great because it will give you a very strong hold, and also if you have a project that you're worried about things getting knocked off or that's going to be handled a lot, you can actually use the glue and seal to seal your project in. But you need to make sure that you've got all your misting done first, because the glue and seal is a resist and it isn't going to let you spray over top of it. So here I'm applying some little green cut off chipboard pieces that were the waste from a different chipboard piece I had used on another project, some Flying Unicorn metal adornments, and some Prima buttons, and I'm just playing around until I have them laid out just the way I want, and then I will start adhering them down. When you're adhering down your embellishments, you want to start with the ones that are going to be on the bottom first, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting to a point in a project where you want to stick something down and realize that you've adhered something that's supposed to go on top underneath. So the little green hearts are painted with Silks acrylic glaze in Guatemalan green. I love the Silks acrylics, and I'm going to bring them out again in a minute to color some of the metal pieces. With these flowers, it will feel for a while like they aren't adhered down with the glue and seal, but if you just leave them for a little while, it really grabs on. So here I want to tie the flowers into the background, and so I'm going to use some of the Teal Zeal acrylic paint that came in the March kit, and I'm just going to coat the outsides of all of the flowers with a little bit of paint to tie them in together and also to tie them into the stamping on the background. We're all getting pretty accustomed to using gesso to marry different embellishments and papers together, but we tend to forget that other colors of acrylic paint can be used just as beautifully to achieve that effect and make quite a striking change in appearance. So I'm just hitting everything, including the vines, with a little bit of the blue paint and just using my finger. And luckily, I was pretty careful and didn't get it all over my project as I usually would. All right, here's some silks in Guatemalan green and ginger peach, and also some primary elements powder and glaze medium. Just giving the silks a good stir to mix the mica powders in. And the nice thing about the silks is it gives your metal embellishments or whatever you're covering a translucent or semi-opaque, I guess, glaze. So the metal still shows through, the details still show through, but they are now a beautiful color. And here with the hummingbird, I want to use a couple different colors. So I'm coloring him in with some brown of the primary elements mixed with some glaze. And then I'm going to give him green wings with the Silks Guatemalan green, which matches the green on the hearts. And this could be used on the flowers as well, or any of the other embellishments. I just wanted to use the Claudine Helmuth paint because it tied in so well. So here I'm mixing some coral berry primary elements in with some of the clear glaze medium and painting a couple other metal adornments in pink, the hearts. And one of the nice things about the primary elements is you can mix different colors together to get your own custom paint colors. I'm just touching up a couple of the little flowers on the hummingbird, and there you have it.